Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah. I am an astrologer in Toronto, Canada, and coming at you from quarantine. This is the third time I've tried to record this video. Again, just like December, I'm having some serious issues with trying to get across what I want to say. I wrote a lot of words today. And if you care to read them, you may go onto my website at saraheliseastrology.com. So there's a fairly detailed newsletter there. But with these videos, I often try to do something a little bit lighter, a little bit more personal than with my written newsletters. So today I'm talking about the new moon of Taurus that's going to be happening tomorrow. At approximately 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on April 22nd, 2020. We have the moon and sun conjunct in Taurus at 3 degrees. And we have the planet of Uranus also in Taurus, sitting at 6 degrees. So that's called a conjunction. Then we have this stellium of Taurus squaring to the planet of Saturn, who is sitting at 1 degree of Aquarius right now. Saturn just entered Aquarius. So essentially, what the theme of this new moon is how can we liberate, Uranus, our personal values and that which matters to us, Taurus, in the light of great social and collective restriction, Saturn and Aquarius. It's certainly an interesting time on the planet. You know, our society, all of the structures that we've come to be used to, they've fallen apart to some extent. They haven't disappeared, but they've come to a stop, right? We've come to a standstill. We can no longer live life at the pace that we were used to living it at. And we can no longer rely on the old habits and the old addictions that we were used to relying on in order to get our needs met, right? In order to, in many cases, avoid ourselves. We've all been forced to come home. We've all been forced to come into that north node of Cancer, which is sitting precipitously at 0 degrees and waiting to cross into a new nodal cycle of Gemini Sag, approximately 2 weeks from now. It's going to change over. So we're in the very last stages. We are all sitting at home and we have nowhere to go, nothing to do. The only thing that is calling us is ourself. And at this new moon, I believe that is the invitation. It's an invitation to going inside. It's an invitation to bypass the anxiety that is coming from the fact that we can't do what we want. We can't fulfill our desires the way we are used to bypass the anxiety of not being able to survive, the fear that's coming up around not having enough or not being able to provide or catching this dis-ease, getting COVID-19, falling ill, having someone we love die. There is a lot of fear right now. How do we bypass that fear? Or not bypass, that's the wrong word. I wouldn't suggest ever bypassing our fear. What I believe that the invitation is more to stand in the wake of it and then go deeper than it. To go internal and to go still in true Taurian fashion, to become embodied and to connect with something inside of us that is intrinsic and natural, that is organic and real. And that is the feeling of inner security, the feeling of inner value, the feeling of inner quiet and inner connectedness with our own soul, with our own mother, our Mother Earth, with ourself, with our authentic self. And this is the Uranus sitting on the sun and moon in Taurus, bringing us into the transpersonal realm during this very personal lunar cycle. Uranus is liberating us from the addiction patterns to the past and allowing us to intuit something new, something greater. And with the square to Saturn, we are all well aware that what we are intuiting is happening within the confines of a social structure that is limiting us. And we are also aware that the deeper we can get into our own authentic self, the more true we can be to ourself, the more real we can be, the more in alignment we can be in our body, the more deeply we can be resting in our form, the more authentic will be our contribution to that collective. We can't change what's happening. We can rail against the injustice. We can theorize about conspiracies. We can get angry about it with each other on social media. We can spend all our time shaming and blaming if we want to. But the truth is, there's only one place to go, and that's inside our home, inside ourself. There's only one person who you own, and that's you. And so this new moon, I believe, is like this invocation, right? Invocation, this invitation to come inside ourself, inside our body, Taurus, to connect to our intuition, Uranus, and to ground in something new, something perhaps revolutionary to what we've known before. Maybe we have the ability right now to break free of the confines of our old self, our old ways, our old habits, our old patterns, those old ways of being that kept us so bound, so busy, so focused on things that weren't real, that didn't matter. And now the invitation is to come into something more authentic and to take responsibility for what really matters and to make these changes last so that when we do get outside again, when we're allowed to go, when we do re-enter society, we have something more authentic to offer it. Never doubt that every moment you spend on your own internal spiritual development will have residual and exponential impact on the collective field around you. This is like a rule of the universe. When we spend the time to stop and connect authentically with who we are, and when we prioritize that, prioritize our care of self, our care of true self, we impact those around us, even if we're not in contact with them, even if we're isolated. And that's the truth. So at this new moon tomorrow, I believe that's the invitation. Can you go deeply into yourself and connect with what really matters to you? Can you liberate yourself from all of the old identity patterns, the old thought forms, the old emotional habits, the old addictions that kept you away from yourself? And can you do this within the incredible discomfort that is being caused by our circumstance at the collective level. Knowing that the more you do this, the more you are enabling the healing of that collective, and the more capable you will be of contributing to its highest good. It's short and sweet this month, guys. That's what I got. For video number 3, I managed to consolidate it down to a very small message. Bang, there you go. On a personal note, it's been an awesome 5 weeks. I can't even tell you the amazing evolution that I have been going through, and the gratitude that I feel for this time to stop, to slow down, and to get into better and more authentic contact with who I am. I have never experienced so much love and so much connection. But it has not been easy. It has not been easy. And nor will it be easy. So for all of you out there who are suffering, just know that you're not alone. It's been a time of great fear and great restriction. But we will make it through, and we will come out the other side. And hopefully the changes that we're making now inside ourselves, the habits that we're breaking now inside ourselves, will result in us creating a world that will be more in alignment with healthy earth, healthy embodiment, so that this planet can be a safe place for us. Because mark my word, we ain't seen nothing yet. This virus, this pandemic, is a first step. Our collective action around this crisis is showing us that we can make change. We are that strong. We can let go of the addiction to the lifestyle that we've been living, because we will have to make change as climate change becomes more pronounced. And we can do it. We can. Look how quickly you've adapted to this life. We are so powerful as a collective. We have so much to live for. And when we learn how to take care of each other and to love each other abundantly, as is our birthright, we can liberate ourselves and all of us. We can liberate all of us from the suffering, from the poverty, from the despair. That's what I believe. Okay. Blessings to you. And we'll see you again in a few weeks. Bye.